Bill Clinton responding moments ago to Donald Trump's call for the Clinton Foundation to shut down. Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon Bream. This just hours after Donald Trump slammed the Clinton Foundation as, quote, the most corrupt enterprise in political history. And Republicans accuse Clinton of giving foundation donors special treatment and access while she was Secretary of State. Trump releasing a statement and speaking to Fox and Friends. Listen.
Number one, they should shut it down. Number two, they should give the money back to a lot of countries that we shouldn't be taking and they shouldn't be taking money from. Countries that influenced her totally. And also countries that discriminate against women and gays and everybody else. I mean, that money should be it should be given back. They should not take that money.
Senior political correspondent Mike Emanuel is live in Beverly Hills with more on this. All right, Mike, how is the Clinton campaign responding to these calls?
Well, Shannon, as you mentioned, former President Bill Clinton responded a short time ago saying that if his wife is elected president, he will step down from the board of the Clinton Foundation and will no longer raise money for it. It feels like it's all hands on deck defending the work of the Clinton Foundation, including the former president. A short time ago, it was Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta who talked about the unprecedented steps this charity will take if Hillary Clinton is elected. Press Secretary Brian Fallon noted it is a charity helping people around the world. And just yesterday, it was the Clinton campaign manager defending the foundation.
The foundation is in the process of figuring out how to refocus, reshift. As I said earlier, the steps that they've pledged to take as a philanthropic organization are unprecedented. What the foundation is saying is that they don't want to become a distraction, that they want to go as far as they possibly can to make sure there's no possible conflict of interest.
A spokesman for the foundation told me this morning that if Hillary Clinton is elected president, the foundation will no longer accept foreign or corporate contributions. Shannon?
Mike, by the way, what are you doing in Beverly Hills? It looks beautiful.
Well, Hillary Clinton is doing a fundraiser out here later today in Beverly Hills. After a busy weekend of fundraising in New England, Clinton will do a fundraiser in Beverly Hills at the home of NBA legend Magic Johnson. And her critics at the RNC say all this celebrity fundraising shows Clinton is out of touch.
Welcome aboard Hillary Clinton's Liberal Elite Summer Tour, with frequent stops in Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and Cape Cod. Please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as Hillary's baggage may have shifted during flight.
Clinton supporters defend her fundraising at a time when many Americans are enjoying the final days of summer. Shannon?
Not us, because we want to make sure everybody knows what's going on in the world. Mike, out on the campaign trail, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, for more on this, let's bring in Sean Spicer, Chief Strategist and Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Good to see you, Sean.
Good to see you.
All right, so we have so much to talk about. We have new allegations and revelations regarding emails, regarding potential connections between the State Department, the Clinton Foundation, while Mrs. Clinton was serving. I'm sure that you will delve into this and make sure folks know every detail.
Right. Well, let's break it down. First, we had 15,000 new emails that we learned about today. These are 15,000 emails that Hillary Clinton had said didn't exist. She told us we knew all of the emails that were relevant had been turned over, that anything else had to do with yoga, recipes, or Chelsea's wedding. It's pretty obvious that that wasn't true then, and it's still not true today. We're finding out more and more again about the relationship and the quid pro quos that existed between Clinton donors and the State Department and acts of official government. One instance exists where a crown prince from Bahrain asked for a meeting with Secretary of State. He was told to channel that request through the foundation, and only after a $26 million gift did it occur. That sounds like quid pro quo to me.
All right, we're learning more about this because of Judicial Watch, which has been relentless in going after these emails and trying to find out more about the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton emails, the Clinton private servers. So this is the response now from the Clinton campaign from spokesman Josh Sherwin. He says, once again, this right-wing organization that has been going after the Clintons since the 1990s is distorting facts to make utterly false attacks. No matter how this group tries to mischaracterize these documents, the fact remains Hillary Clinton never took action as Secretary of State because of donations to the Clinton Foundation.
Look, the pattern of them saying one thing and doing another and having a set of rules for her and everyone else has gone back 30 years. They've used the same line of response that this is a right-wing attack, but yet every time there's been evidence that it happened, and it was the FBI that said that she had misused the system, that the server was inappropriate, that she exhibited gross negligence. The fact is that FBI is run by an appointee of Barack Obama. That's not a Republican National Committee appointee. But the fact of the matter is, over and over again, we're seeing a pattern of them using this Clinton Foundation as a cash cow for themselves to get rich and influence acts of government. I think that this is just what you're going to get more and more of Clinton. She's the insider's insider, and if you want more of that, vote for Hillary Clinton. If you want an element of change, you want to shake things up, you want a government that's accountable to the people, Donald Trump offers that alternative.
Okay, as for Donald Trump, as he's getting closer to the election, we are learning that you are going to work more closely with his campaign. Tell us about that role. Well,
it's not that unique. I mean, we had an instance of this in 2012 with Romney, and we've had it before with McCain. As we head into the final stretch, more and more of the RNC team integrates with their team. We've had folks in the digital operation working hand in hand with their digital team. Our political operation is fully integrated. Our finance team is fully integrated. And again, as we head down that final 78 days, I'll spend some more time up here with members of my team up here integrating, talking about messaging, making sure that that contrast between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is well established.
Are you keeping him on a leash? Is that part of your role? Because, listen, he got a lot of credit last week for having very disciplined policy speeches, and he had a good week because of that. Are you here to make sure he behaves?
No. I think what I'm here to do is to make sure that up and down the ticket that we have a contrast and that he wins. What's made Donald Trump successful, what helped him in the primary to best 16 unbelievable candidates, was the fact that he is authentic. He doesn't talk in politically correct terms. He channels the frustration and anger of the American people when it comes to a government that's unresponsive and people being told that you should be satisfied with wages that aren't increasing in an economy that's stagnant. So all we're here to do is make sure that the entire team benefits. We maintain our majorities in the House and the Senate. We take back the White House.
Okay. Now, Donald Trump is pushing back on claims that he's flip-flopping on immigration. There's been word that he might soften his tough stance on that topic this week. But here's what his new campaign manager had to say over the weekend about whether Trump's plans will include a deportation task force.
As the weeks unfold, he will lay out the specifics of that plan that he would implement as president of the United States.
Will that plan include a deportation force, the kind that you just heard in that soundbite and that he talked about during the Republican primaries?
To be determined.
Sean, this is all over the place because we hear this, these rumors coming out of the Friday meeting with his Hispanic Advisory Council saying, well, he's softening on this. He may be finding some way towards legalization for those who are here illegally. And then we have this talk of a deportation task force, which sounds pretty heavy-handed when you come to the issue of immigration. Where is he?
Well, I think he's where he was before, he's where he is today. He called in and spoke to the folks at Fox and Friends this morning, reiterated his position. He's very clear that he's going to be firm and fair. He's going to be humane. He understands that families are here, have been here for a while, the impact that it has on the economy, and he wants to make sure that we, one, are a nation of rules and laws, but also that we understand that the complexity of having families in this situation and the impact of the economy. So, as Kellyanne put forward correctly, he's going to be addressing these issues, continuing to give a series of policy statements, and fully address the impact, the plan that he has for maintaining and growing and fixing legal immigration in this country.
All right. Normally, you and I see each other in Washington. It's good to see you in New York. Sounds like you'll be here quite a bit.
It's lovely.
I'll see you in one city or the other. Sean Spicer, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. President Obama facing heavy fire over his handling of the devastating floods in Louisiana. Rich Edson's live at the White House. All right. How are they responding to critics there, Rich, about why it's taken so long for the president to make his visit to Louisiana?
Good afternoon, Shannon. And his second day back from vacation tomorrow, President Obama will visit that flooding damage in Louisiana. His critics point out Democrats at the time, most notably then Senator Barack Obama, were critical of then President George W. Bush for his response to going to visit the damage due to Hurricane Katrina. The White House is now responding to that.
I can't speak to the comments that then candidate Obama may have made in 2008. What President Obama has demonstrated as President of the United States is a commitment to focusing on results and focusing on the response and focusing on the competence and professionalism at FEMA. That has been his priority.
The White House maintains that the current FEMA response to the current flooding in Louisiana is more effective than during 2005 in Hurricane Katrina. On Friday, the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and his running mate Mike Pence toured the damage there. Republicans have been very critical of President Obama's absence, also Hillary Clinton's absence from that area. The Clinton campaign says that it didn't want to draw resources away from the recovery efforts there for a political event, Shannon.
All right, Rich, now what about reaction to this loss for the administration in court late last night over into the morning, the news breaking out of Texas?
Sure, and this is a decision by a federal judge in Texas blocking the implementation of these new interpretations of rules by the Obama administration. Essentially, the Obama administration is saying that schools should allow transgender students to choose any bathroom that they use to identify with their gender identity as opposed to their gender birth. And what this judge has found is that the administration exceeded its authority by reinterpreting these rules and regulations in law. In his decision, Judge Rita O'Connor writes, quote, "It cannot be disputed that the plain meaning of the term sex as used in federal regulations meant the biological and anatomical differences between male and female students as determined at their birth." Not talking about transgender students there, he's saying. The White House, for comment, referred us to the Department of Justice. The Obama Justice Department says it's disappointed in that ruling and is reviewing its legal options. And Shannon, as you have reported, there are a number of different federal cases on this right now in dealing with the transgender bathroom issue when it applies to schools or generally. Back to you.
Yeah, we are going to debate that with our legal panel coming up. Rich Edson live at the White House. Thank you. 2016 candidates taking their battles to the airwaves, but Hillary Clinton apparently riding off to battleground states. Which two? And is she calling it too soon? Our own Chris Steyerwalt breaks it down for us next.